Kolkata to Kathmandu, Travelling Tales from India, Nepal and Bangladesh by Momtaz Begum-Hossain. How to avoid Delhi belly. Wake-up calls are the worst possible way to get out of bed. You can never second-guess the speed, pitch or general shock that blares from your hotel telephone until it finally strikes, leaving you cursing in bed, pillow over your head, regretting you ever took the receptionist up on her offer. It's 10 a.m. You probably don't feel sorry for me anymore. Now it sounds like I've had a lie-in. But then you don't yet know the night I've had. Joe liked hamburgers. He liked hamburgers that were crisp and delicious, and that had one ring of onion on the top and one on the bottom. He liked hamburgers that had just a touch of ketchup and that were big enough to sink your teeth into, even if you finished up with a stream of juice running down to the end of your chin. In fact, Joe liked most sorts of hamburger. In the town where he lived, there was only one hamburger place. This was because it was not a big town, and nobody thought there would ever be room for another one. This place was run by an old man called Mr. Borthwick, who had been running it for as long as anyone could remember. Vatika Miss Asiana is the UK's first search to find a new South Asian supermodel. Hundreds of girls applied to take part in this prestigious beauty contest, but only one will be crowned Vatika Miss Asiana 2014. In 1950, when I was 6 years old, I boarded the SS Jaljawalah in Bombay with my mother and grandmother. Our destination was England, or Billut as it was called in colloquial Bengali. The sea voyage took about 3 weeks, and it was a completely new experience for me. There were many British people on board, and it was the first time I had seen so many of them in one place. Their presence prompted me to acquire my first phrases of English by the time the voyage was over. If nothing else, I learned English politeness. To the great amusement of my mother and grandmother, I would say, "Thank you," and "Excuse me," at every opportunity, whether appropriate or not. We docked at Liverpool one gloomy, foggy morning. My first and most vivid impression of London was of how cold and damp and grey it was, and of the plumes of smoke rising from countless chimneys. My father had his own living quarters in the hospital where he was working as a registrar, so he got us a tiny flat within walking distance of the hospital, at number 23 Warwick Road, not far from Earl's Court Tube Station. It was at this tube station, only days after our arrival, that I saw my first escalator, a sight that filled me with awe, and my grandmother with fear at the prospect of stepping onto it.